All right, there we go. Stuffed cabbage rolls or glumpkies. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is core this cabbage, and I got some boiling water, salted water going right there. I think the hardest part that people have a hard time with this dish is actually getting the leaves where they're flexible enough to roll. So when you core it, just be careful. And then in she goes. All right, so a little olive oil in here. This is the start of the stuffing. And this isn't going to be a real traditional cabbage rolls, but, you know, pretty close. All right, so I just chopped up the onions. Not a whole lot. And of course, these will cook down. And then I'll do the garlic. All right, now in goes the garlic. All right, a little salt. Some black pepper. Quite a bit, because I like it. I got some mushrooms in here I need to use up. So I'm going to throw a few mushrooms in with this. Not typical, but I think it'll be good. So if you need to work on your knife skills, mushrooms are a pretty good way to do it. Just cut it in half that way, put it on its side, put your fingers like this, and you could whip through them pretty quickly. So it's a good way to learn your chopping skills. If you want to go fast, I don't ever really find a reason to go fast. All right, and before I put in that mushrooms, a little bit of the old dry white vermouth that I like to use. And this wouldn't be very typical for this dish either, but I like it. All right. In goes the mushrooms. And remember, this is just going to be for the stuffing. Then I'll cook this for a minute. Let me get a pair of pliers. And like I said a minute ago, this is, I think, one of the harder parts to do. And then in a minute, I'll show you, we'll remove this rib so we could actually fold them. All right, I got all of those. Well, let me show you. There's all the good size leaves. So let me pull this out. And these are going to go back in here. So now, this is a really super heavy bottom pan. I like it for doing this because you could go slow and it won't burn or scorch, even though I'm going to put stuff in here now to keep it from scorching. But you could do it like when my mom makes this. She does it in a stock pot like this, stacks them all up, puts a cover on it, and steams them. A little bit of olive oil, and then I'm going to chop up this cabbage. And this is just what's left over. When you're doing this, be careful because there's so much water left over in this cabbage from when I blanched it. With the hot oil, it's going to splatter all over. And I got a tomato left over from last night. And that's going to go in. You could skin it and take the seeds out if you want. I don't find it necessary. All right, a little bit of salt. Black pepper. And this is just a bed for these rolls to sit on. And you don't have to do this. I just like doing it. So I'll let this cook down for a minute. Cabbage and tomatoes will cook down quite a bit. All right, so what I got here, normally the traditional way to make this would be beef or beef pork mixed. And I like beef pork mixed. But I also got some sweet Italian sausage on sale yesterday. So I'm going to mix basically 1/3, 1/3, 1/3. When you're mixing this stuffing, I'm breaking up the sausage meat because the ground beef breaks up real easy. And you don't want to over mix this so it's like mush, because then it doesn't come out moist after they cook. All right, so I got about a dry cup of rice cooked. When my mom makes this, she uses dry rice and lets the liquid in the pan cook the rice, but I rather cook the rice first. It's all personal preference. She's probably right, I don't know, but I have pretty good luck this way. So this also gets caraway seeds, but that's traditional. And there's a... All right, now in goes this part, the onions and garlic and all the seasoning. I'll start out mixing this with a spatula thing here, but really the only way to do it is with your hands. And then, like I said a minute ago, you don't want to over mix it. You don't want it to turn into mush. And if you wanted to taste this to make sure you got the seasoning right, just fire up a little frying pan on the stove and put a little bit in there and cook it. But don't taste it like this, because there's raw, the beef, I guess, would be okay. But the raw sausages and the raw pork, you definitely don't want to try raw. At least I wouldn't. Probably back in the old days, I mean, I don't know this. I never researched it or whatever. But my guess is the reason for the rice is probably a filler. And then it just became a tradition for this particular dish. But my guess is the rice was a filler. So what you want to do, here's the part that a lot of people have a hard time with when they're trying to make cabbage rolls, and it's this spine right here. So right across here, that's really hard to roll. So what you want to do is put it on your hand, and you got to be careful, and take a really sharp knife and like a back and forth, like you're sawing it. Just go back and forth gently. And you want to cut that off. And then when you roll it, it'll roll. And you won't have the problem like you would normally have. And you could go back and clean that up. See how sharp? You got to have a sharp knife, though, in order to do this. And you got to be careful. I'm chucking it on the lid, not on the floor. But anyway, so now when you go to roll this leaf, check that out. And that's one of the main parts. And so, okay, so say I have the meat in there. So I go like that, fold that in, fold that over, and then continue forward. And there's your cabbage roll right there. And that's the best way I know how to do it. All right, I got all of the spines cut off, ready to roll. See how nice and floppy it is? Not overcooked, blanched, but workable. See? Like that. That's about what you want. So you take that, lay it out. I'm going to stuff these really swell up a lot, but I'm going to stuff them quite a bit because I made a lot of stuffing. So here is that. So like I said, when I was cutting it, you fold this over like this, fold this side in, fold this side in, and then roll it. And there is the packet. That's what you want right there. And then that'll go in this. I got some tomatoes here. I don't want to mess them up. So that'll go in here. And this is what we did earlier. So I'll try to strategically place them. And then you just run along and do them until you run out of whatever. While I'm stuffing these, the way this video came about, somebody who follows me on YouTube and comments regularly, which I greatly appreciate, requested this, and he wanted some that was like not kind of like the standard, you know, the ones that, you know, we've been making forever. He wanted something a little bit different, and I said okay. And so what happened was I couldn't get a decent head of cabbage. They were all about the size of softballs. And finally, I got this nice head of cabbage. So here we are making the not so typical stuffed cabbage. Cabbage rolls, rather, or glumpkies. And I hope it comes out good. I hope the video comes out good because, like I said, the guy wanted me to do it, so I'm trying. So hopefully it works out good. But here's what they look like. So that's uncooked, and they look good. Traditionally, like from way long ago, I don't know what they used for the sauce. But my mom always used Campbell's tomato soup. Coming from New York, we always had Campbell's tomato soup. Come to find out, she learned it from a Polish lady back, you know, Polish immigrant lady back in the, I don't know, 60s or 50s. And the lady told her to use tomato soup because this isn't supposed to be a thick gravy or sauce like you put on pasta or something. It's supposed to be real watery. And then I've seen my aunt use tomato sauce and water it down. But since I've been making it, I use something out of the ordinary. And some people might be like, oh no, I use V8 low sodium. And it's just, I think it's the perfect thing for making these. If you ever give it a try, before you say, oh no, I'm not doing that, or even the soup. I think soup is very traditional for this, but try this, and I think you'll be shocked pleasantly. So what you do is you cover them all the way. And then cover it. You get it, bring it up to the, you know, heavy simmer, lower it so it's just barely simmering, and leave it low and slow for, well, until they're done. You just take that knife and stick it in there and you can feel it. But, you know, you could tell when they're done. Maybe, probably an hour. I don't even think an hour, but however long. Now we just wait. All right, these should be done. It's been about 50 minutes. And let's see. Yeah, they're done. So what I want to do, normally I just leave everything in the pan, but if you remember early in the video, I put that stuff on the bottom, and I want that as a gravy on top, so I'm going to put them in a serving dish. I usually don't do that unless it's holidays or something. All right, grab my pair of pliers here and see if I can do this without letting them come apart. Now we're just going to see how these taste. They look good. And there it is. There's the cabbage roll. Let me see if I can cut that. So let's see how it tastes. That's the first time I ever used the sausage in there. I am definitely going to use that from now on. I think this is probably the best cabbage roll I've ever made. This is really, really good.